portion is boy. We are the fifth reading of the Parsha. The Jewish people are preparing to, leave the land, to leave Egypt. They need to fulfill a mitzvah. So we're in chapter 12, verse 21. Vayikra Moshe, and Moshe called the Chol Ziknei Israel, to the elders of Israel. Vayemer aleim, and he said to them, Mishchu, draw, ukchu lachem, and take for yourselves, tzoin, a lamb or a kid, mishbechoseihem, to your families, v'shachatu haPesach, and slaughter the Passover offering. Rashi, in verse 21, Mishchu means to draw forth. Someone who has their from the flock that should draw their sacrifice from their own flock. Ukchu, and take. You should take from the market. Right, because it says to draw and take. So draw, if you're drawing the shepsel, so of course you're taking. So why does it have to say take? So Rashi says that it's saying take because if you don't have to draw, then take from the marketplace. The mishbechoisam, to their families. Right, that means sell base aves. It's the same idea that we said earlier, that a sheep should be for the father's family home. Let Diane in, please. Verse 22, Olakachtem, and then you should take agudas ezev. Agud is a bundle of ezev, is hyssop, utvaltem bedam, and you should dip it into blood, asher besaf, that is in the basin. So when they slaughtered the sheep, right, they took blood into the basin, similar to what happens in the Beis Hamikdash. If you remember, Rashi said yesterday, right, a similar procedure. First shchita, then kabbalah sadam, then you take from the blood that's in the basin, the higatem el hamashkeif, and then you should reach it, meaning apply, right? But the word higo means to reach something. The el hamashkeif, to the lentil, vel shtei mezuzah, and two posts, mezuzah posts, min adam, from the blood, asher besaf, that is in the basin, take from that blood. But atem loy seitzu, and you should not go out. Ish mipesach beisai, a person from the doorway of their home, or from the entrance of their home, ad boker, until the morning. Right. This is so. By the way, where was the blood? Inside or the outside? Inside, right. It was on the inside, not on the outside. Rashi 22, min yerek sheyesh la givoilin. It's a type of herb that has stalks. A good to say zayv, a bundle of hyssop. Shloisha klochim krim aguda. 3 roots is called a bundle. Yeah, so that's the minimum amount, that a bundle has to be made up of 3 hyssops, right? Attached to its root. Okay. Asher basaf, that is in the basin of the blood, that's a mikli, that is a utensil, right? That's a basin to receive the blood. Kesef, like the silver instruments. Okay, min adam asher basaf, so you take from the blood that's in the basin. Lama chazer v'shnoi. Why does the verse repeat, right? Repeat this. To take from the basin. It was already said in the beginning of the verse. It's the second time saying it. So you should not say that one dipping of the bundle of hyssop is sufficient. Is you have to give 3 applications, one on each doorpost and one lentil. That's why it said, therefore, it states it again. Asher basaf, that's in the basin. Sheteh the kol nesina min adam asher basaf. That for each application you should go take the blood from the basin. Al kol go letzvila. For each touching, there must be a corresponding dipping. So in other words, not to take from the blood and then go 1, 2, 3, right on the two doorposts and on the lintel. No, take from the blood, put on the lintel. Take from the blood in the basin, put it on one doorpost. Take from the blood in the basin and put it onto the second doorpost. That's why it repeats it. And you should not leave. Why? This tells us that after God gives the force of destruction permission to do chabala, to injure, and a mavchin bein tzaddik l'rasha doesn't distinguish between the righteous and the evil. Laila rishus lemechablim hu. Tonight, and nighttime is the permission for injurious forces. Shenemar by Tidresh kol chaysei yaar. The night creep, the beasts of the wild. Mhm. Even though, even though God is the one who is bringing the forces here to kill, but yet there's forces at nighttime that are machablim and therefore stay indoors. Okay, 23. Va'avar Hashem, and Hashem will pass, lingoiv, to strike, is Mitzrayim, they strike the Egyptian, right? Doesn't say firstborn, but it means the firstborn. Vera is Adam, and God will see the blood, alamashkev, that's on the lintel, v'ashtem is on the two doorposts. So Pesach Hashem will pass over, right? Skip over. Maybe it's better to say skip over because then we think it's Passover holiday, right? Pesach Hashem, al Pesach, and Hashem will skip over that doorway. And he will not give the mashchis, the destructive force, lovayil batechem, to come into your homes, lingoif, to strike. Rashi Pesach, chamo v'yesh leimar v'dala. Wow, interesting. I need to do a sikh on this, I remember. Don't remember, I have to look it up. Rashi said Pasach means to skip over, but the word means v'chamo, and he will have mercy. That's according to Targum Onkelos. Onkelos, that's how he explains it. And you can say that it means that he skipped over. Wow. The second meaning is skip over. The first meaning is that God has mercy. So obviously we need to understand what that means. Is, and he will not give permission to the destroyer. That he will not give is used here in the sense of he will not give the force of destruction the ability to come to the houses of the Israelites. Like the idea that God did not allow him to deal evilly with me. Okay. 24, Ushmartem is a davar hazeh, and you shall heed this particular thing. Asher yiten Hashem lachem, that Hashem gives to you, kasher diber, as he spoke, Ushmartem, and observe, be careful. It's to fulfill this service. Rashi in 25, so, so when you come to the land, right? In other words, it's not about now. When you come to the land, you have to also fulfill this service, right? This particular service. Interesting. When you will come to the land, this commandment, right, of bringing a Paschal lamb offering is pending on coming to the land of Israel. They were not obligated to bring a korban pesach, the Paschal lamb offering, in the desert. Except for one, that they did in the second year after leaving out of Egypt, al pi dibor, and that was because God explicitly said so. Very interesting. Kasher diber, as Hashem has spoken, there's a sikh on this that is speaking about korban pesach, that Hashem, that the Yidden didn't ask to do it even though they weren't commanded. Interesting idea. Kasher diber, heichan diber, where did he speak? It said, I will bring you to the land. Right, the beginning of Parshas Vayera. Right? Thank you, Shmuel, for serving everybody with such grace. But okay, 26. Folks, if you come to Chabad Zich Yudeshim, you get breakfast here in Caesar's Palace. Something special. You get Caesar's smile. No, you get Shmuel's smile. Caesar's Palace, but Shmuel's smile. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Verse 26, and it will be wow, one of the 4 sons we have now, and it will be when they will say to you, one of your that your children will say to you, what is this service to you? And you will say to them, Zevach Pesach Hashem. This is a zevach, a offering of Passover. Passover means a Passover offering, right? Paschal lamb offering. Hula Hashem, it is to God, Asher Pasach, that he skipped over, passed over, about the Bnei Israel, over the houses of the children of Israel, Mitzrayim, in the land of Egypt. V'nogfa is Mitzrayim, when he plagued, whatever word you want, the Bnei Israel, the Egyptians, and our homes he protected, he spared actually. The Yikod Ha'am v'yishtachu, and the nation bowed, they bowed and they prostrated themselves. Rashi, v'yikod Ha'am, yeah, we're good folks. And the people bowed, Absur Sagula, about the tidings of redemption, Bias La'aretz, and going into the land of Israel. So Sabanim Shiyu Lahem, and the tidings of the sons that they will have. Interesting. There's a sikh on this too. So, so Rashi is saying that they bow because they're hearing about redemption and coming into the land. And a third thing, that they're going to have children who are going to even ask. Right? By the way, which son is this? Which what? Which son is this of the 4 sons?
Response?
No, not the response. This is the Ben Rasha. And the response is different than what's in the Haggadah. 28, last verse for today.
When it says, what is this service to you?
Yeah, that's the Ben Rasha, right? We give a different response than what it says here. Interesting, very interesting. Okay. Verse 28, V'yelchu, and they went, V'yasu, and they did, Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, Kasher Siva Hashem, as Hashem commanded, as Moshe ben Aaron, Kin Hasu, as they were commanded by Moshe and Aaron, so they did. 28. V'yelchu V'yasu Bnei Israel, and the children of Israel went and did, Tikvar, also, had they already performed the commandments at this point? Was this not communicated to them at Rosh Chodesh 2 weeks before the offering of the Korban Pesach? Right. So what does it mean? Already on the 10th, they had to take the shepsel, and the Erev Pesach, they had to, Erev, on the eve, they had to slaughter. But since Israel took upon this to carry out these commandments, also the verse is crediting them as if they had performed it already.
Here is Rabbi.
What?
Only a queen can do a slaughter, right?
No,
Okay, I didn't know that.
anybody can do slaughter.
Okay.
Kabbalah Saddam, the accepting of the blood is only from the Kohen onwards. And they went and they did. Even this specific mention of going, as well as the performance, giving reward for both going and for the performance. Right? In other words, as Hashem commanded Moshe Aaron, lahagid shivcha shel Yisrael. This gives us, it tells us the praise of the Jewish people, of Israelites, that they did not omit anything of the command of Moshe and Aaron. What does it say at the end? And so they did. Even Moshe and Aaron did so. Wow. Okay. All right, folks. We'll see everybody soon.